We're at the northwest corner of the house where the condensing unit is, over here by the swimming pool where the heater doesn't work. And so it is kind of moving along here. And the siding, okay, most of the home is a brick, okay, a brick exterior. But we got some wood here. It kind of looks like stucco, but we got some manufactured wood. Wood to ground contact all the way around here. No way for it to vent. No way for it to drain. Every way for it to rot. Okay. Got a sewer clean out here on the back. We're moving along the west side of the house. Okay, this is all. Our windows are in pretty bad shape. Most of the windows I've been seeing has been a combination of fogging. Okay, where the vacuum seal is lost between the windows. And then these windows also had a tint on them. You can see the moisture inside of here. And this tint is peeling itself. So it pretty much wrecks the windows. There's really not an economical way to get the tint and reapply the UV tint. It's just not a very practical way to do that. The casement's coming out right around here. You know, I mean, it's kind of rotting because it's a design issue. I don't know how you're going to get around it. And if it's a design issue, we don't have much in the way of soffit to protect it. Satellite dishes, and for that matter, lawn sprinkler rain sensors. They should not be mounted directly to the roof covering. That should have been mounted to the rain gutter. This should have been mounted on a jig. That being said, I've never seen one except in the illustration that I'm going to bake into the report to show you how it should have been done. Coming along here, this is a swimming pool apron. We're moving along over here. It's an anti-siphon device, that's a good thing. Exterior faucets, now I got a wet foot. Okay, so coming on along is a steep roof, very steep roof. I'll put a ladder up and take a quick look, but after that, it's all what I can see from the ground, and I'm going to use the camera pole. Okay, and that's probably been already explained. Okay, moving along, these are expansion boards, and there's different product that you can put in here. This isn't the best product, but there's nothing technically incorrect with it, that you have wood expansion boards. But they do have stuff that's made out of mastic, stuff that lasts a lot longer. This one's getting rotting. This one's rotting. That's one of the reasons. That is the reason why you don't use the board. So now this has become conducive to wood destroying insects, termites. This is not a termite inspection. My client didn't order one, but I have that license, so I can say the T word. But yes, this is conducive to subterranean termites. Coming along here, this is kind of nice. I like to call the nice stuff out when I can. But these posts actually have metal stands installed underneath them like they should be. That's kind of nice. Okay, this right here, this is called checking. Alright, and the cedar, that is the product. You're just not going to get around it. You're just not going to get around it. Okay. Now I'm told, that's my car key right there. My car key fits all the way in there. I'm told that that doesn't have anything to do with this load-bearing strength. And you're not going to, again, you're not going to get cedar that doesn't have checking on it. But, you know, at some point, somebody decided when they were in the lumber yard whether they would take this one or another board. And, you know, for whatever reason, maybe the other board looked worse than this one. It's an aesthetic issue. I went to the lumber yard. That's what they told me. That's what we talked about. Now, since this is cedar, and since we're talking about checking, this cedar's been painted. See, the beautiful thing about cedar, making it so weather resistant, is that it's porous and water gets into it. Yeah, it sucks it up, but then it evaporates rapidly. Okay, and cedar is very weather resistant on exterior applications. And now we've painted it. So what we've done is we've encapsulated this lumber. So any moisture that gets inside of this, and it will, cannot leave. So because of it's been painted, now what we've done is we've drastically reduced the life expectancy of the serviceability, the service life of this lumber has been marginalized, minimalized. So it's not, simply will not last like you would think it would. Okay. Now right here we should have a little bit of a kick out flashing. That's going to be ugly, I know, because you only have this much roof. They put the kick out up here over the rain gutter, and that handles that, and apparently it has. But anything that gets past this rain gutter, this dam over here, this diverter, anything that gets past this, anything that dribbles off of this, goes onto the cedar that's been painted. It's been painted. Okay. So moving on along, we got our nice patio over here, but we've got our fireplace. We do not have a hearth extension, but we've got a patio. Still, you shouldn't be closer than 36 inches. And I wasn't able to operate this fireplace, by the way. I got the key right here, and here's the gas valve. But every time I put the key in it, this would be my third try. I'm a sport. We can try. There's stuff in there, like foam or something. And then this thing gets all clogged. Well, I left it. Okay, this thing. You can't make a liar out of me. I don't know if you can get in there and look. Maybe it'll adjust. But you just can't. Doesn't look like it's been used in a long time, if ever, probably. So anyway, this fireplace is inoperable, and it should have some kind of markings. It shouldn't be closer than 36 inches to a fireplace when it's going. A 24-inch marker would have been nice. The patio's tight. I get that. So follow your heart. I just told you about it. Is there are windows, doors going to the exterior. We'll talk about those later. I haven't got a chance to operate that. We got weep holes. See these weep holes, because brick, okay, that's a lintel, a metal lintel holding the brickwork up. We got weep holes because water goes through brick. Okay, it's a very good insulator. This house could burn down. You could reuse the brick. It's a great building material, but it's porous. When the lawn sprinkler system hits it, it goes straight through it. And that's why we have these weep holes. Most of the time, it's only going to be vapor. You won't see anything coming out of it. But if you have an event, then water will come through those weep holes. Weep holes, see? And we got our weep holes over here. Over the painted cedar. Huh. One thing I'm not noticing, okay, I am not noticing any air supply vents to the attic. Any soffit vents. So it's going to be interesting to see how the attic is ventilated. And this is exterior wall video, so we've probably already got that figured out. Okay, this rain gutter is hanging away from the wall, away from the roof. Alright, so the water just pours off of the roof. It doesn't even get to the rain gutter and just comes straight down here over your unpainted cedar. Bushes should not be this close to the structure. They should be like 12 inches. Bushes will cut the shear force of the wind going to the structure, actually reduce your utility bills. But when they're this close, they hold moisture. Remember, the brick is porous. They hold moisture next to the brick. Okay, the brick won't breathe like it's supposed to. The brick will not dry like it's supposed to. Then your walls are going to rot on the inside. That's also conducive to wood destroying insects, both termites and carpenter ants. Carpenter ants uses like a little bridge to get over under your house. Termites are coming up. They're blind, so they want to go places that you can't see. Okay, that's the way they run. And so that's what we got going here. A tree should not be placed closer than 20 feet to the structure. I get it. You don't have 20 feet between these two homes. Maybe you want some trees. It looks like you do. Okay. But it shouldn't be placed this close to a structure. The roots go underneath there and rob moisture from your foundation that you need. Okay, the roots grow and expand and move your foundation, which you don't need. The branches touch the house and wreck your roof, which you don't need that either. All these are coming over here. Moving on along. Got a little bit of movement right here in this corner. Looks like somebody's done a little bit of patching. A little vertical crack right here at this diagonal. Oh, we got another word from our sponsor. Okay, this is on the swimming pool side. This is on the swimming pool side, but the gate opens out, which is supposed to. It has a self-closer. I don't want to do this before I forget about it, because I've already done the swimming pool video. I've already done the condensing unit video. Alright, the next time I'm in the backyard, I'm going to have a camera pole, so... Okay, the fence is fine. This retaining wall, usually whoever's responsible for the retaining wall is the property that is retaining. So since this is on your side of the fence, I don't know if this retaining wall belongs to you or to your neighbor, because it's retaining their wall. And if a retaining wall is more than twice its height from a structure, then in theory this retaining wall could fall down. It will not affect this structure, and therefore is beyond the scope of this inspection. Another thing, if a retaining wall is less than 4 feet high, they were not required to pull a permit. So most likely this retaining wall was built without a permit. We do not know if they have dead men behind it, a geogrid, any kind of stabilizers. All we know is that this retaining wall is looking, okay. Got a little bit of movement right in there. It's looking okay, and but it's beyond the scope of this inspection, and I don't even know if it's yours. It might belong to your neighbor who's on the other side of the fence. Gnomes were invented, made, created, call it what you will, because the original yard gnome maker believed that if he had, this is a decoy. This is a decoy. He thought if he put gnomes out in his yard, he would attract them to his house. Apparently he had something for gnomes. He wanted their company. And that's what that is. Those yard gnomes are decoys, because you want to get the real thing. Can you believe that? Isn't that crazy? Okay. So, moving on along. That happened a long time ago, when I was just a pup. Rain gutters are diverting water below grade. You can see we got some hail damage. On the seller's disclosure, this roof was replaced about 4 years ago. This gate swings outside like it's supposed to. Self-closing, self-latching. Okay, that's in regard to the swimming pool. Now, in regards to the swimming pool, all the windows on this side of the fence, on the swimming pool side of the fence, they should be self-closing, and they should have an alarm on them. And the doors to the patio out there that we just went with, it had the cedar that's been painted. Okay, those doors should be self-closing, and should have an alarm on them that's different than the regular alarm. And none of them do, and this one doesn't either. So we're sitting here right at the high end. That's 80 psi. That'll come into play a little bit later. This has been on for a while. It's supposed to let that set for a while, so you can see what the water pressure actually is. At 82 psi, that would have been too much. 82 psi, that would have been too much. I'm going to come back and I'm going to lock that gate, but I got to run the lawn sprinkler system first. So we're moving along here, and these, okay, flagstone are beyond the scope of this inspection, but this flagstone is not dimensionally uniform. It's not dimensionally uniform, and so that could be a trip hazard. If a granny comes, you got to walk her through the house, man, or help her by the arm and walk around. She wants to see your new house. Okay, I get that, but they're not dimensionally uniform to trip hazards. Okay, over here, this is the lawn sprinkler head. It should not be closer to the house than 4 inches. There's a couple other that's a little closer. It should not be closer to the flat work, that's kind of slag, than 4 inches. But there it is, it's too close.
I'm just going to see if the owner is here.
Okay, just knock on the door. This is over here, it's too close to the flat work. That's less than 4 inches. Now, right over here, what we've got is we've got some stair-step cracks between the cut stone and the mortar right above the front portico entrance. And then along the side, this is the north side, okay, we've got some horizontal crack, vertical cracks, I guess you could say, between those are called soldier bricks and the brickwork. And we've got some more cracks down here going down to the edge. So there you go. And then we're moving on along. Coming over here, should have kick out flashing so the water doesn't come. We painted our cedar again. Okay. Moving along, we can see our windows are in pretty bad shape. We still got our roof and stuff. We got, again, a diagonal crack between the soldier bricks and the sailor bricks. Well, actually, the herring's tooth brick work. And we got a zigzag crack of herring's tooth brickwork. This is on the garage north car entry. We got some separation between our header, and then now these are called stretcher bricks. We got some cracks here. We got some separation between our door casement, our garage car entry door casement, and the brickwork right on along here. This is where the gas meter is. This should have been painted where it goes into the house. This is a zero lot home. Okay, a zero lot home. Now over here we've got our electric meter. Today we'd have a slip joint on this so that we don't get a lot of pressure on the box when it, the ground moves. That wasn't required when the house was built. I don't know if it's required today. I do know that a lot of builders do it. So then after a time, it's looking crooked because of the movement. Okay, and if it moves enough, it's going to come loose. Our grounding rod is supposed to be buried. It's not supposed to be 7 foot 6 inches buried in the ground. It's supposed to be buried in the ground 8 feet. Oh, close enough. I don't know what that's about. All right. So now an electrician can come out here and check the resistance and prove to the code inspector that we got enough resistance, and he could okay it. But I wasn't here when the house was built. I was not here when the house was built. Over here, see this little circle? That's because this is a post-tension cable slab foundation. Post-tension cable. And there's several different kinds of post-tension cable. I don't know which one it is. I just do know that it's a post-tension cable. And then over here, it's a zero lot. It's a zero lot. And we got just a little bit of erosion over there. Had a little bit on the other side. But if we look through here, we can see we got control joints. Those are good things. Control joints have been sealed. See, we got some skylights over there. These pipes coming out of the wall right there, those are for your water heater. The large one is for the safety pan, the other one is for the pressure relief valve, or, well, I'm looking by the chimney cap, by the water heater flue cap, that it's a conventional water heater. It should be. That's what I expect to find as a conventional water heater. And that's the temperature pressure relief valve, and it should not. The pan is supposed to be between the wider one. It's supposed to be between 6 and 12 inches. If I could get in, I'm a home inspector. It's
just not on the door.
I know. I wasn't even going to bother you.
Yeah.
I was just going to do it from here. But if you could open it, that's cool. And if you don't want to, that's cool too.
Oh, that's fine. No worries.
All right. So this larger one over here. Okay. It should be between 6 and 24 inches, 6 and 12 inches, 24 inches from the ground. Now the smaller one, that is for the actual water heater temperature pressure relief valve. And it's supposed to be between 3 and 6 inches from the ground. So that one is too high from the ground. The water that comes out of there comes out between 12 and 24 psi. I didn't want to meet that bad dog.
Oh, no, he's a little guy.
Yeah, I know. He looked like he...
My daughter's over here with her dog, so the two of them made a mess this morning.
Okay. Well, but this is the control joint I was talking about. Okay, this is by design, and about once a year you're supposed to have these things resealed. All right? And that's to keep your walls. I mean, these are control joints in the driveway here. When I'm in the neighbor's house, he was kind enough to let me in. So you got a good one. And but he's kind enough to let me in. So that's what the control joints are for. Some people call them expansion joints. Call them what you will. Okay, we have a little courtyard over here. I guess I get to see that. So, and those are scoopers. Those are not, okay, these are weep holes. We were talking about weep holes earlier. These are called scoops. Those are your scoopers, like on the side of a boat when the water comes up and the water comes out. Rain gutters below. This is another control joint. This one needs to be resealed. Okay, see at the top how it's open? That's not a weep hole. It's not a weep hole. So that should be sealed to keep water from going inside there. Let's see how that looks on the other side. Does it go that far? No, it doesn't. So we need to reseal our... Then we coming on along, coming on along, coming on along. Wooden fence that touches the structure that's conducive to wood destroying insects by design. By design, I mean, is most people want a fence, most people want a kitchen, most people want a bathroom. All those things attract wood destroying insects. So, but anyway, that's just, if I was doing a wood destroying insect report, which I'm not, then I would mention that that fence was touching the house, and I'd say it's by design, and nobody would do anything about it.